Well, Pastor, this month is Pastor Appreciation Month and also your anniversary, right? Is that correct? October?
Pastoral's 22nd year.
22nd year. Wow.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome, man.
Yeah.
So we thought, why don't we give the people what they want? Because they love to hear from you. You're a dynamic preacher, but you're also a very interesting human being. And
that's an understatement.
And let me tell you this, all of you out there that will watch this, I share something with him that you never will and you never can. No matter how hard you try, how much money you pay, you can't do it. And we're blood. That's my uncle. It's one of the joys of my life being his nephew. So I thought, how cool would it be for Pastor Appreciation to sit down with you and ask you some hard-hitting questions?
All right.
What do you think?
Let's go.
You ready? Okay. So first section, we're going to go through personal journey and calling. So can you tell us about when you first felt called to ministry?
I actually can. It was in the old sanctuary, which is obviously on this property, but the old church. It was a New Year's Eve. And back when we had New Year's Eve services, and the guy my dad brought in to preach was preaching, and it was something, something from the Word and something in my spirit connected, and I knew that was it.
How old were you?
Do you remember? How old was I back then? This is terrible because time, I'm going to say around 22.
Wow. 22 years. And how long, so you felt the call?
Yeah, because when we got married in 90, I was 20 and I was not a preacher at that time, so I was about 22 years old.
So you're 22, you feel the call. When do you start moving into ministry? When do you start preaching?
Yeah, so I told my dad, who's the pastor, about what I felt and different things. And this is terrible because the older you get, you forget. But I remember he told me months later, I'm going to give you, that's back when he had Sunday night. And he said, we'll give you a Sunday night. And I remember all that and how nervous I was.
Oh, man.
And anticipation of all that. But yeah. And then from there, it just started little by little. I was obviously still working a job, playing keyboard here, or piano keyboard, and just fulfilling it, teaching Sunday school class, that kind of stuff.
Do you remember your first message?
I do.
What was it?
I do. My first message was, now I look at it and think, well, that was a generic title, but then titles can be overrated. The message was called, How Much Do You Love Him?
Oh, man.
I remember that.
Oh, if we had the technology, that would be so awesome. That's awesome.
You remember the sound room back then?
Oh, absolutely.
So I remember church was getting over that Sunday morning, and I went out in the lobby, and I'd heard my dad through the sound room. He said, tonight's DJ's first message ever as a preacher, and I was like, oh my God.
So I'm already off the questions because now my brain's just working. So all these years later, you've preached, all of these places. You just come back from the Philippines, giant conference. Do you still get nervous to take the microphone?
Yeah, it's not like nervous of my hand shaking or anything else. It's that proverbial knot in the stomach, that kind of thing. And it's not from nervousness. I think it's more of a seriousness.
The weight of that.
Because I think it's, in my opinion, it's a pretty big mistake if you ever think you can do it without God, or
oh my,
watch this, I can preach and turn them on. No, I don't ever want to get to that spot.
Right. Okay, so let's see here. Who were the biggest influences or mentors in your spiritual journey so far?
Yeah, so the main one back then was my dad.
Yeah.
So it's, you're calling him Bishop Shoulders, Pastor Shoulders, but he was also my dad. Because he lived the greatest example of that in front of me, not just church sport. I tell the story that time when I was a teenager playing the church at games.
Yes.
Daddy grabs my arm after church and says, son, when are you going to get right with God? And some people, they may think, well, that was offensive. No, it was life-changing.
Yeah.
because I thought he's noticing I'm going through the motions.
Absolutely.
And it woke me up. Following his example, he was chairman 22 years. So I saw some of the ins and outs of his leadership, and I always was one, and everybody told me this, I think I still do, that I ask a lot of questions, but I would ask a lot of questions when I get around ministers because I want to know. And my point is later on in the years that began to branch out as far as mentors, because eventually we went evangelizing, and I met so many styles, flavors, age, demographics, churches, big, medium, small, big, small, medium, and got some elders in my life that I become close to, and then pick those brains. A lot of those obviously is gone on to meet the Lord, but I still have people in my life today. So.
You have people in your life, but is there points, and I'm so off the questions, guys, is there points where being a pastor, do you feel lonely?
Yeah, I think loneliness, so this is going to be a complicated answer because some people probably not going to believe that until they faced it. But I think some of the loneliness is based on a little bit of, if we isolate ourselves, we're going to be lonely, but I think some of the loneliness comes with the territory, in that you cannot just open up to anybody and everybody and share every detail of the church you lead. So you have to have people close to you. You need a friend or two that you can just be you.
Right.
And that means the erps and blurps.
Right.
You could tell them anything.
Right.
And they'd either take it to the grave, laugh with you, or whatever.
Right.
You have to have those. And then you have to realize that some things come with the position.
Mm-hmm. So like, as you're starting out your pastoring, you're brand new to this. You have people I'm sure you were close to in the congregation. Did it take you a while to learn, like, I can be friends with people to a point, but I have to also lead these people? Like you were saying, there's people I have that I can be
So I think, and I do think a little bit of it has gotten loose in our current culture. And that is this. Now, this because I learned it from my dad. I am not that big on titles. As far as if you called me, if I'm a bishop and you called me pastor, I'm not going to say you didn't call me bishop. I don't care.
Right.
But I do think the other side of it is when we're going up to pastors today. Hey, buddy.
Sure.
Certain things, they're not your buddy.
Right.
They can be your buddy outside, but they're also, there's got to be a mutual respect.
Absolutely.
That if it's buddy, then am I going to lean into God enough to correct my buddy versus shepherd sheep?
Right.
So, now I don't like the high and mighty. I don't like the stand in the office and you come out and roll out the red carpet for the preacher. But I think there's also can't be the shift where it's, this is my little buddy pastor.
There has to be a respect. Absolutely.
Or you won't be able to correct nor listen.
Absolutely. What advice would you give someone struggling with doubt or discouragement in ministry?
In ministry?
Yes.
I would say.
Or in general.
Yeah, so in ministry or in general, I would say, welcome to the club. You're not alone. Throughout those 66 books is sprinkled. I think, so we got, I'm going to do this on purpose. In the natural, we get, what kids refer to as Superman, Spider-Man.
Sure.
And then if we're not careful, we turn it into Elijah Man and David Man, to where they're like these superhuman heroes.
Yes.
And they were anything but that. Because if you read their stories, not just their highlight reels.
Right. Absolutely.
It was that loneliness.
Sure.
God, where are you at? The heavens are his breast. And I'm wetting my bed with tears, soaking my bed with tears.
So true.
From crying. And Lord, why do you stand afar off? Where are you at? And I think when we look at that, then we look at it on, they were human, we're human. So seasons come, winter, spring, summer, and fall. Seasons are going to come, and some of that's doubt and discouragement. It's trying not to get stuck and live there too much.
Yes.
But if we get in, I think Satan, if he can isolate us, to get us to think you're the only one
Yes.
that's felt this way. Something's wrong with you.
Absolutely.
He's going to get us.
Sure.
Because we're like, nobody in the Bible felt that way. It's not true.
It's not true. On another note, he smells lovely. You smell so good.
Well, I can hook y'all up.
I smell it.
I can hook y'all up.
Sweet
It's
aroma.
great deals on Amazon, but it will cost you.
Oh my goodness. So
You want to hear a funny story?
yes, absolutely.
This is a quick funny.
Let's hear it.
So I was going to do one of my nights of playing the piano at home, and so I went there and combed my hair, and I thought, I'm turn the lights on, put on a nice shirt, and I sprayed cologne on like Carla. We got to laugh, and I thought,
Oh, that's
"Can
funny.
you smell the aroma of the Holy Ghost?"
But seriously, that was not a joke. He smells very good, folks. So kind of a serious question. You're just talking about seasons. How do you handle seasons when God feels silent?
Leaning, depending, standing, trusting in His Word. And if you don't have His Word, you've got problems, because I need God to speak to me. Well, you got to go to the Word. And I've always, let's go back to my early years of ministry, but even when I went to school, I love to memorize certain scriptures, this, that, and the other, and I can just spit them off. Victorious key verses that become times of strength in discouraging times. And you got to be able to, like Jeremiah, one time he said, Jeremiah went through a lot.
Yeah.
But he said, "This I recall to mind, therefore I have hope.
Oh my.
It is of the Lord's mercies that we're not consumed, His compassions fail not. Great is His faithfulness. Those mercies are new every morning." Remember now, I recall it to mind, so therefore I have hope. And then he starts spitting it out. And if you don't have that, when I got diagnosed with cancer in 2004, randomly this preacher comes by the church, who we've known all of our life, John Hadaball.
Yes.
And I was like, "Brother John, what are you doing here?" Like, he don't live here.
Right.
He said, "I was passing through, and I just want to tell you this." He said, "Like when you go to the bank and you put money in, and the money grows interest, and then later when you need something, you're able to withdraw off of the deposits you made." And I had just been diagnosed with cancer.
Yes.
Part of me didn't feel like praying like I should.
Yeah.
I was kind of
Right.
punch in the face. And he says, "God's going to let you draw off those deposits."
Oh my.
I was like, "Oh my God,
My.
Jesus!" I'm like, I believe in angels unaware, and he walks in and says that.
Absolutely.
He didn't even say, "Praise the Lord." He said, "You have made deposits yet." So I thought,
My goodness.
that is amazing.
My goodness.
So I guess the point would be, we better be making some deposits. It's like, this is weird, because I was thinking about it today. The Bible mentions nothing that says the ants.
Yeah.
Ants.
Yeah.
Who have no guide or overseer.
Right.
They don't have a king saying, "Hey, ants."
Right.
What do? They'll take that food and store it up for winter.
Yes, they will.
And they don't have a boss saying,
No.
"Hey, ants."
That's right.
And what they're saying is, there's a cold spell coming.
Yeah.
Well,
Man, that's good.
what about us? If we just come to church and depend on the 2-hour service, we better be storing up and taking some baskets home full, that when winter comes,
My goodness.
we go to that deposit or that bank and pull out some resources.
Man, that was good. Woo.
And I
Okay.
smell good too.
He really does. Let's talk about leadership. So this might be a tricky question here. What has pastoring taught you about people?
But people are human, and that
Yeah.
from A to Z, people have problems, and the more people you get, the more issues that are possible to be needing to help entertained and delivered from, coached through, helped through,
Yeah.
prayed through. And people are complex, and they come from different backgrounds, different personalities, different makeups.
Yeah,
We were all born in sin, and shape and iniquity.
that is the
I don't care
truth.
who you are, where you came from, who your daddy was, your mama was.
Right.
And a lot of times where Jesus healed people, the Bible said he was moved with compassion.
Yes.
That's one thing I've learned, still learning.
Yeah.
You have to be moved with compassion
That's
to
so
be
good.
able to
Absolutely.
touch into their lives and see
Oh man.
healing come.
What's the most rewarding part about being a pastor?
Seeing fruit, growth, development. Wow, you came out of this and now you're here.
Yes.
You're out of darkness into marvelous light. Now remember, God gets the credit, so I'm not one of these that wants to take credit, but
Sure.
Maybe sowing a seed, throwing a word out. Hey, that word you preached saved my life.
Absolutely.
That's much better than saying you're a great preacher. I would rather hear somebody say,
yes,
you prayed, you got in tune with God.
Yeah.
That might have been my last service, or I was going to quit, and never. You preached, and knowing that was able to pull somebody out.
He's sitting with one of those right here.
Yeah, knowing the word has that power, but that you obeyed to preach that, and all of us are products of that.
Yes.
And I'm big on that because I could sit here all night and tell you messages I've heard preached that changed my life.
Absolutely.
And I think just the power of seeing somebody that once was lost in sin that got out of it.
That's so true. This is a random one that has nothing to do with leadership. Do you have, I say favorite, I don't mean it like, I thought this was the most extra, but do you have a favorite message? I'm just going to ask it. Do you have a favorite message that you have preached personally that you felt maybe reached a certain amount of people, or damaged in transit and still deliverable? I'll never forget that one. 2 Hound Dogs from Heaven. Yeah. Back in the day, that's one of mine.
Yeah.
Do you have one?
So here, this is a true story. Why do we do that to you? I'm gonna be honest. Like,
I don't know. There's so many liars out there.
It's like the new thing now.
Yes.
Being honest.
Yes.
Let's say tonight, I went to a gas station and a guy came up and said, one time I heard you preach. I'm immediately going to say, damaged in transit.
We had t-shirts. It was a great message.
I still go places. Are you the one that preached
Yes.
Damaged in transit? So
yes.
I guess that would be the one because
yes,
it took off.
It did, man.
But I want to look at people sometime and say, you do know I have preached thousands of more messages.
Yes, you have. How did you get the title? Were you, because you travel a lot, were you in an airport and you saw that on something? You're like,
no, that title came from a pastoral dedication service I was at in Mississippi.
Wow.
And I heard a man telling about postal package one time that got all crinkled on it. And I looked into it and I thought, and that's a lot of how messages get birthed on hear a word, hear a song, get out of bed and hear this, God tells you this. And some of those materialize, some of them don't. That one did. I was at a conference in Pigeon Forge. I was supposed to preach Friday morning. The night before, it started pouring snow in Pigeon Forge. So they came up and said, you're going to preach tomorrow, but the guy preaching Thursday night, who's now one of my pastors, Bishop Roland Baker,
oh yeah, okay,
he's going to preach Friday morning with you. So I said, no, I default. Let Bishop Baker take my spot. I don't want to preach. He's here. No, you're going to preach. And so back, that was a really big deal there in Pigeon Forge at the Louise Mantrell Theater.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of people there. And I got up and preached that. About 10 or 15 minutes in, I thought, something's different here. And it just went boom, like connected.
Yes.
And that's like the word fitly spoken. So that would be the message.
So with that question, how do you approach preaching? What's your preparation? I've taught a few times and I'm like, I don't see how pastor every week, multiple times, and they're all boom, boom. So what is your process like to come up with a message and to lay it out?
If I had my laptop here, it would probably stun you to see gobs of future potential messages.
Wow.
If I showed you that, 99.99% of the time, I never even look at that because the Lord is continually giving me things.
Wow.
I've got that in case I need something stirred up.
Okay.
But seriously, I probably got 200 or 300 thoughts. And I'll go look at them sometimes and think, why did I never preach that? But
that's awesome.
And I'll be honest here, here we go again, being honest. Like you'll see, I'm not saying this is wrong, because if you can get in a vein, it's good. But sometimes you'll hear these churches, I know what I'm preaching 4 months, 6 months,
Yes.
8 months down the road. I'm like, oh my God.
Yes.
That's not me.
Yes.
And it's not a lot of apostolic preachers I know. That doesn't mean it's Sunday morning, fly by the seat of your pants,
Sure.
open the Bible. It's hearing what the Spirit is saying relative to that particular service.
Right.
Like I had something 2 weeks ago. And Saturday night, the Lord got me out of bed. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that Sunday, the service blowed up.
Right. Right.
But God said,
Sure.
spit that stuff out. And I knew it was God. I'll still go back to that other one. But most of it is hearing something trigger something.
Yeah. You'll even do that Sunday. You'll be preaching. You'll stop me. Hold on. The Holy Ghost is downloading something to me right now.
Yeah.
All the time.
It is just, I was talking to my best friend, Nathan Matson, today. And so if we got time for this funny story. So I'm in the Philippines and I'm buying these market we go to, and I'm buying these too many pair of Nike tennis shoes.
I saw those.
They're like $32.
Yes.
These are not those, but they're really nice. So this guy keeps running up to me, and he's got this box of Apple AirPods in the box, wrapper and all.
What?
And I get him down to $20. And so I buy them. I put them in today. They're acting perfect. So I was telling my best friend, Nathan Batson,
Awesome.
and he said he bought some one time that were acting weird. He took them to Apple, and they were actually not real. So the person said, I'll give you your money back. He said, I don't want my money back. I've just got a message out of this, like the counterfeit. So it's weird sometimes how you can get something off of
That's awesome.
a billboard, a shirt title, this, that, and other.
That's awesome. We got a few more minutes. I want to go to current culture in the church. So what do you think the church needs most in this generation?
Yeah, I think there's been a big fixation. Now, I'm going to be labeled when I say this as you just turned 55, you're out of the loop. I think there's been a big fixation on us adapting to the culture.
Yes.
And we've got to change, we got to change. And my concern would be, Paul said, I'm concerned that you're carried about with every wind of doctrine. My concern would be, I think it's good to get out of the box.
Sure.
But I don't think it's good to get out of the Bible.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
for the sake of, because if I compromise the word to please you,
Yes.
then I got to do the next guy and the next.
That's
There's
right.
no end to it.
There's no end.
And then if you're not careful, you fall for that trick that, well, since you didn't do that, that means you don't love people because you're not tolerant. And then I read the Bible where Jesus turned the tables over.
Yes.
Stephen lost his life for truth. John the Baptist lost his life. Other prophets and people that would stand for truth.
Yes.
They didn't adapt to that culture. They preached the word. So every house, they're building so many homes in Nashville now.
My.
And there's a concern that some of the foundations ain't right because they're building them too fast.
Yes.
So we got to stay on
That's
that.
good right there.
He's the same yesterday, today, and
Yes.
forever. The word won't change. Methods can't.
Right.
The message can't.
Man.
So
That's
if
so
I
good.
change for the culture, then they're going to come asking for more tomorrow.
Oh, yes, they will.
Right?
And where does it end?
Because the same word that saved sinful people in the past will save them today.
Yes, it will.
Yeah.
Great answer. How do you approach tough cultural topics from the pulpit?
Yeah,
This is interesting.
it's a very great question. And I don't think it's a one-size-fits-all with each pastor because every pastor's different. Every attitude, personality. If I try to be a cookie-cutter preacher based on pastor this or bishop that or apostle this or prophet that,
Yes.
I'm messing myself up. I've tried to do this deal here. Preach what's on your heart, not what's on your nerves.
That's good.
But this generation can even accuse you. If you preach what's on your heart, they can say you had the wrong motives. You did.
Sure.
And they're trying to judge your heart. They don't even know your heart.
They don't. No, they don't.
So for instance, your kids are here watching this video.
Yes.
If your kids tonight, if they go out in the street, I have a choice.
Oh,
I'm going to scream at River to stop, Lyric
Yes.
or Shallow. I'm not worried about if you look at me and say you holler too loud.
right.
I'm trying to save them.
Oh, man.
And I think
That's so good.
If you know where it's coming from now, if you come out of a prayer room and you're ticked off and mad at the world, that's different.
Right.
But they would have thought Jesus was mad for turning the table
Yes.
over. Hey, you're mean. No, you weren't.
Right.
Stephen said you're stiff-necked. You're
Yes, he did.
So if we don't say something, cry aloud, spare not, lift your voice like a trumpet, show them. And part of that says, reprove and rebuke, but you do it with long suffering and doctrine.
Yes.
And that to me comes knowing the shepherd's heart.
Yes.
If you know somebody's heart, then I know the love that comes from that.
Oh, man.
And your words don't make me mad.
That's so good, man. Oh my goodness. We've got a minute left. The people want to know, what's next for you? Any new dreams or goals that the Lord has laid on your heart that you'd like to share in 50 seconds or less?
So I don't think people, I'm not saying they don't, but maybe everybody won't understand the answer to this. The Bible says if we ask anything according to his will, he hears us. So what's next for me is I don't know.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to live in lately is this. I mean this. I'm not shunning the answer. I got 28 seconds.
Yeah.
Give me this day my daily bread.
Yes.
I do want to write the vision and make it plain. I think I've done that.
Yes.
For here, it's belong, believe, become.
Right.
So I'm striking matches to start a fire on that.
Yes.
But if the Lord's got a door down the road for me, then my prayers are this: Lord, if I need to walk through a door, let me walk through it. If I don't, keep it shut. I actually keep it that simple.
Love it. Share, guys. Enjoy.